welcome. Eddie, hit it. The fact that you thought my pickleball medal was a participation medal pisses me off a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't take a picture with it, and I wouldn't accept a participation medal.
Man, I just...
Hey, listen to this.
I mean, that's a heavy medal, dude.
Thank you, dude. Well,
I just didn't...
It's a bronze, though.
It's still, though, you placed. Yeah. Like, you got a medal, which is legit. That's why I thought, like,
thank you.
Oh, my gosh, you got a participation medal, because that's kind of what my kids do. They go to tournaments all day, and then, you know, if they don't win the whole trophy, they all get medals.
I'm not 8.
I'm
not 8. I almost left before the medal game. So this is what happened.
What do you mean you almost left?
I never played these tournaments before. Mistake number 1 was playing a doubles tournament because it started at 8 a.m. and they wanted us there at 7:30. Nightmare.
This is ridiculous.
And my partner and I had never played together. So we were just like, yeah, while we're there, we'll just play doubles as well. We didn't realize it was going to be extended throughout the whole day.
Has he ever played a tournament before?
No, neither one of us had. And if you're playing doubles, you almost need to play with each other to understand what. So we showed up. I got there 7:15, which meant I got up at 5:45 on a Saturday. Awful.
And you don't have kids?
No.
This is all on your own?
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. We got there and we're like, I don't know, what do we do? So they're like, okay, you're going to play in this doubles tournament. And him and I play, and we dominate the first team we play. We're like, who knew it was so easy? And then we got whooped. We didn't even know we didn't even know how to play with each other. So in doubles, we got beat pretty bad. But doubles was just kind of something I decided to do since I was going to be there all day anyway. I just clicked that as like, I'll just do that as I'm waiting for singles, because I play singles 95% of the time. Mostly because I don't have a lot of friends, and if I can just get one to come over, that's a win. And so I get into the singles tournament.
That started later in the day?
2 p.m.
Oh, well, that's more like it.
But we played until like 11:30 or 12, 8, and had to be back up there.
Wait, 11:30, 12 at night?
No, from 8 a.m. to like 11:30 or 12.
Got it.
Went, got food real quick, and then came back for a singles tournament.
Yeah. That's
so we were there
life.
all day. So, and my wife was like, "Are you still playing?" I was like, "I haven't even started."
Oh, she didn't go?
Well, she went to singles because she knew I didn't really care that much about doubles. So she was like, "I'm going to come support you. When do you want me to come up?" And I was like, "Don't come up for doubles. Too early. And also, we're just doing this to like kill time in between games." So it was singles time, and that way I can't be at fault, or my partner can't be at fault. I just like putting all the blame on me if we suck. And also, I feel like in singles, I can grind people down, just being in good shape. So we go and play the singles tournament, and there were a couple divisions. There was like an open division. There was another. I didn't sign up for the open division because I think that was the lowest, but I signed up for some scale, and I was playing players that were like a 3.5 rating.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
A pro is like 5, I think. Okay. I'm not sure. I didn't even know what the ratings were.
You're like the Karate Kid.
I just know in my yard, I'm number 1. Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how that was going to translate to showing up to play at a tournament. But there were some serious people. They play it 5 days a week.
Wow.
Some of those guys show up every morning and play for like 2 hours, 5 days a week. I'm like, do you guys have jobs? They're like, yeah, we tour. We're musicians. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we play singles, and they bring our division of the singles, because I think there are multiple divisions, and the winners of each division gets in a final tournament against each other. And in our little group, there are 6 people, and everybody has to play everybody. So you're playing 5 matches right off the bat.
Win or lose, everyone plays.
You do, and you take the records.
Got it.
And so, but that's a lot of games, because you play 21.
Yeah.
And I'm not tired from doubles, because doubles really isn't that hard on your body because you're only playing one part of the court. But a little bit, I'm fatigued. Also, I'm sleepy because I woke up at freaking 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we started to play singles, and I went 4-1 in my 5 games.
Okay. That's good.
And one guy beat me. Kind of a bullcrap call, but whatever. He saw it better than I did.
But you guys were pretty much even?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he called the game-winning point for him. I really couldn't tell if he was telling the truth or not, but it was just kind of a bullcrap call that it was so close. If it had been me, I'd have been like, it's close on the final call. Let's just replay the point.
So you guys don't have line judges or
no, because there are like
refs.
10 courts going at once.
That's a lot going
interesting.
on. Okay.
I'm not even saying that my ball was in. I'm just saying I know if it would have happened to me and it had been close on the final point, I would have said, hey, I'll just play the point again. But that's not how they do it at a tournament. So you have to make the call, I guess. So
Cutthroat.
I lost that game.
Okay.
Whatever. So they're like, hey, you've made the top 4. You're going to go play in the medal round. And I'm like, let's go. Awesome. I get matched up with a guy that just beat me.
Oh, boy.
I pound him.
Yes.
Go.
Got him.
Yeah, I ended up pounding. But that was in the championship. I mean, that was in the other. So the first game, I played somebody in the final 4 who I'd already beaten once.
Okay. Felt good about that.
Yeah. And I'm playing him. And this is not an excuse because I was not injured. But I hit a fence, and you'll see I had blood all over me. I was too worried about getting a good picture of me playing with blood all over my arm.
Yeah.
I think it distracted me a little bit. My arm was hurting, but I wasn't injured, so I can't use that as an excuse. There's no excuse.
How much blood are we talking?
It was a lot because it was dripping down my arm.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
awesome, dude. It was. Not an excuse because it did not affect my gameplay at all. I think I was just mildly distracted, and the guy was good. And so I ended up beating him earlier, and he beat me. So I had to go play in the bronze medal match, and then it was the guy that had beat me earlier, and I pounded him like 21-3 or something.
You wanted to get him.
Yeah. So anyway, I got a medal. I'll play it differently next time.
Now that you know, you're more experienced now.
Yeah.
Not even just that. I ain't getting there. It's 8 a.m.
No way.
And wait for a 2:00 tournament when I'm playing singles. I got a bronze medal. I was pretty proud of it for my first ever tournament that I got a medal.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. It's just pickleball. People are making fun of me online. It's not even a sport. Okay.
No, it's a sport.
No, who cares? If I'm playing checkers and I'm in and I get a medal,
Right.
mostly I want the gold.
But pickleball is a sport.
Mostly I want the gold, but this time there were some really great players there. I beat some guys that were like 3.7s, 3.8s.
Okay.
I think my rating's almost 3.8 right now, but it's only through one tournament. I'm looking to get to that 4.0.
But that's official, right? That's like a handicap.
That's my official, yes.
Okay.
So in 1 week, I didn't think about this. In 1 week, and I got to thank my friend George Burge for messaging me. He said, you shot a 78 and won a medal in a pickleball tournament.
Dang.
If that's not 2 old man sport awards.
Dude.
Hell of a week.
So, yes. So
That's awesome, dude.
That was that. I have so many notes.
Is that real bronze, by the way?
It's
like the Olympics?
We can test it.
A rose gold.
Okay.
Rose gold, yeah.
You probably don't want to put that in your mouth.
And it
just
says
in
Amateur
case.
Pickleball Association, in case people thought I was a professional.
No, you're amateur.
Yep. But no, I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty
Congrats,
proud of
man.
it. My body hurts because I played 14 total matches that day.
Crazy. Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's not even that I was exhausted because I was tired, but my hips and my ankles hurt from just all the cuts, like pivots and cuts.
Cuts back and forth. Not like your arm.
Oh, I do have a big cut on my arm. That was in a picture on my Instagram.
Yeah, I saw it, dude.
That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Like pretty
How
awesome.
was the bathroom situation? Everything?
You couldn't go number 2. Luckily, I went home in the middle of the day. You can only pee. You couldn't go number 2, but I didn't have that problem, so it wasn't a situation for me.
Good.
That's good.
But they did send out an email going, "Don't try to go to the bathroom." So that's the big sports news
Okay.
of the week.
Yeah. Lead with a big one.
I got many things. Okay. Number 2. The Thunder.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
We're
Did you watch
rolling.
it?
I watched about half of it. It was back and forth between golf. The timing was bad. Golf, Thunder game, and then I was coaching. You know, I'm a coach for my son's basketball game.
They get any medals?
So no. Yeah, both of my kids got basketball medals. They always do.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you and my kids got medals.
It's a medal weekend, man.
Good job, dude.
So, well, what part of the basketball game did you watch?
Somewhere in the middle.
Okay,
Somewhere in
so
the middle where they took the lead. And
it
kept
was the bluest I've ever seen a crowd. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
That's what they do in OKC.
Man, it was all dark blue, and there were very few people that weren't wearing the shirt. Always got to wear the shirt. It looked cool. I was a little butt clenched at the beginning. I want Oklahoma City to win as well. And
Because you don't want me to wear a thong.
no, it's not that. I just
get
want them to win. But if they do lose, there's a bonus for me.
Yeah, right.
And so
You said
early
bonus.
on, they were
Okay.
tight. They were not playing well. I think, and I saw the graphic. They had like 3 players that had ever played in a game 7, and Denver had like 20.
Oh, gosh.
20 game 7s.
And OKC had what?
3.
Ugh.
Like 3. I think it was like 3 total game 7s versus Denver's 20.
Yeah.
That first quarter was tight.
So first quarter was pretty tight. Getting almost to half, it was in the 40s, and then it just
See ya.
right before the half. I'm not even sure what the run was, like 18-5 or something.
Something like that.
And then it was never a game again. So that's
Caruso went off, right? Like
defensively.
Yeah.
Caruso played awesome. Caruso was playing.
a Joker.
Yes.
He was on Joker. I saw that.
Yeah, so I was glad to see Oklahoma City win. I think that Oklahoma City and Minnesota matchup is going to be really good.
Oh.
Well, I wonder why people hate Gobert so much. Now, I saw where he kicked out his girlfriend that's pregnant with a 1-year-old,
Oh.
but he kicked her out
Seems
of their
like a
house.
good guy.
I just wonder what about him, because apparently everybody hates him.
Well, remember we did the whole thing with COVID, and he was like coughing on the mic.
He was the original.
rubbing it.
Yeah, I know, but no one
But
knew
that
how-
was funny.
No one,
I know,
and no
but-
one knew how serious it was then.
Yeah, that was meant to
But
be
I
a
feel
joke.
like that started the sour taste.
I think people hate him.
I think he just plays soft. Like, he's a big dude. He should be playing hard, big man, but he just plays soft and he looks soft.
I don't think that's it. I think people hate him, and I don't know why. I don't have any inside NBA folks. I'm gonna find one though.
Okay.
Because he defensively dominates. So he's not even playing that soft. Like, he's defensively awesome still. But I think that series is gonna be fun.
I was hoping a 4-0.
Yeah.
Just end it, quick.
I wouldn't mind that, but you're looking at either Anthony Edwards, by the way, never won a championship. You're looking at Shea, never won a championship. Oklahoma City, the Seattle doesn't count. They're like 19 something the last time the Thunder won a championship. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Seattle doesn't count. That's not the same at all. So
Was it bubble or was it? I don't know. What are they talking about?
won an NBA
Oh,
title.
when
The
they were
Super- they were the
Supersonics.
Supersonics.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
okay, I
count.
see what you're saying.
But they put the thing up and they're like, to ever win a championship.
No.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
The Knicks, I would have lost this trivia question. It's been over 50 years since they've won.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
In any of our lives, the Knicks haven't won a championship. And then Halliburton, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, what?
I
mean-
kind of like there's a lot of like new young blood in the mix. I don't know. Personally, I know people were kind of complaining there's no LeBron, no Curry now. I mean, Giannis is obviously out, but I'm kind of into it. I'm let's change the guard.
Anthony Edwards and Shea, that's pretty cool.
That
You
is
know, the
cool.
Brunson, Halliburton, they're not as famous. But, I mean, even Shea's not really that famous.
He's getting there.
But Anthony Edwards is probably the most famous
He's the guy
superstar right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, dude. But I'm rooting for me. I'm rooting for the Thunder. I'll make sure to go to one of those if I can.
That'd be cool.
If I can. The problem is
Take your father-in-law.
DJ and Arkansas won.
Yeah.
So they won. The game got delayed 4 hours yesterday because of storms in Fayetteville. So how college softball works is these regionals, they have 4 teams come to one area. It's very much like the NCAA basketball tournament does, except the higher seeded team hosts the site, where in the NCAA basketball tournament, they already have them dedicated.
Sure.
But they want to make sure fans go. So Arkansas is the number 4 overall team. They hosted. It was Arkansas, Indiana, St. Louis University, and Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State was a lot better than what they were put into, but because it's regional at times, they'll stick teams that are close near each other. So Arkansas wins game 1, Oklahoma State wins game 1. They go to game 2, Oklahoma State's dominating. Arkansas scores like 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. They only play 7 innings and ties it and then wins it in the 8th. It was crazy.
It's awesome.
And then the game got delayed forever last night. And then Arkansas freaking put nails to them and won like 12-0, something like that.
Yeah,
they had to call the game early.
Them. Yeah.
Yeah, they run-ruled them in the 5th. So that was awesome. So I'll go to Fayetteville next week, and it's going to be Arkansas and Ole Miss. Ole Miss ended up going to Arizona and winning that regional. And so Arkansas and Ole Miss will play. But Ole Miss beat Arkansas in the series earlier this year.
Dude,
So
you are really into this. I love it.
it's my brother-in-law coaches
It's
a team.
family. I know.
Yeah. So I also give him a lot of money. So I need to be into
You
it.
give DJ a lot of money?
Not DJ, the softball team.
Is DJ asking you for money,
No,
dude?
DJ's not. But so that's big news.
That's really cool.
So we're gonna go to Fayetteville next week, and so now in super regionals they play 2 out of 3. Just 2 teams show up. It's best of 3, and then the winner goes to the College World Series. 8 teams. Arkansas's never been ever.
Wow.
That's awesome. So do you think there's a timing where maybe you can go catch Arkansas game and then go to OKC?
We'll be in OKC that next week. So if the Thunder are still in it, possibly we're there. They're there.
That'd be cool.
I mean, they'll be begging me to come.
Yeah, oh, for
Why would
sure.
they not?
Bobby, we need you.
Is there a chance your brother-in-law would be playing his mom?
Yes.
At some point?
There is a chance. They've played
They
4
just
times this
played.
year.
Okay.
They played a 3-game series and Oklahoma swept them, but Arkansas played pretty good. They played in the SEC tournament, and his mom beat him on a walk-off home run in the very end.
The Arkansas had that lead.
They did. Eddie and I were playing golf, watching it. So yes, but there is a chance. So yeah, so there's that. I'll talk Caitlin Clark for a second.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that Angel Reese is stupid.
She
That's
didn't
what
do
I think.
anything, man. She was just trying to throw. She was just trying to score.
Angel Reese shoved a player first, and then Caitlin Clark, basketball play.
Just trying to draw the foul.
Yeah.
Basketball play, making sure
Make
she
it
didn't
the
get a
hard
layup.
way, yeah.
Caitlin Clark also had a triple-double, and it wasn't a game.
But there is a feud, right? There is a feud. So to come out and say, don't make a thing out of it, that's crazy. No, there's a feud. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
I don't think Caitlin Clark thinks about Angel Reese more than
I was gonna say it's so
once a month. I think
right?
Angel Reese lives with Caitlin Clark in her head.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of players live with Caitlin Clark in their head because she's come in and just taken over.
Yeah.
So I'm also a massive Caitlin Clark fan. Have been before it even became cool to do so. Back me up, Eddie.
No, dude, you
When
were
everybody was hating on
No,
her.
you were the one.
I was the
You were the one.
the only one.
And we were all like, what? And then you've even said your favorite athlete of all time.
Basketball player.
Favorite basketball player of all time is
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. You
Nice.
said it.
Thank you. So
Not athlete.
yeah, they dominated. She triple-double. She had 10 rebounds, 10 assists, over 20 points.
points.
It's pretty
Did
awesome.
you watch the game live?
Watch a bunch of it, and then it got way out of hand, and then I was just checking back to see if I was following because Dave Portnoy had bet a bunch of money for a triple-double.
Saw that.
And it went in $335,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that I think the 10th rebound was what he needed for her to hit it. And so I was flipping back and forth to see that.
And then I saw the Caitlin's teammate got technical.
Aaliyah Boston.
Aaliyah Boston, so she gets fined as well.
Caitlin Clark said she'd pay it in the press conference.
I saw that.
Caitlin Clark's like, oh, I'm going to pay the fine.
That's pretty cool.
So that happened. That was good. That was fun. The PGA,
Yeah.
Scheffler won.
Scheffler, man, again, almost lost it. John Rahm came up, tied it up, and I don't know what hole they were on. He ties it up, and then of course John Rahm just kind of blew it.
Yeah, but Scheffler went like 5 under in the last 5 holes.
Oh yeah, he took
So,
off.
yeah, so it wasn't-
Rahm started bogeying, then Scheffler took off, so it wasn't.
I feel like there wasn't much drama there.
Well, man, when my basketball practice started, like right at 4:00, they were tied. And I'm like, can we delay practice? And my wife's like, no, we got to practice. And then when practice was over,
I don't think I was
looked.
watching that. I flipped it on, and it was and Scheffler was running away with it at the end.
Yeah, they were tied.
Is a great ad. Well, yeah, but again, Scheffler birdied 5 holes in a row at the end.
I know. And I think they were saying Scheffler was his driver was off. He didn't hit many fairways for the front 9, and then the back 9, boom, nailed them all.
I need to get me one of those non-conforming drivers. Apparently,
What is that?
well, they took Roy's driver away. It said it was non-conforming, and he may have played. I don't even know what it means. And they may have.
Illegal driver.
Well, yeah, but they were checking everybody's drivers for some reason. Even Scheffler said he got his check.
Okay,
checked.
PGA needs to relax. Like they wouldn't do this on the Masters. They
I want
wouldn't
to
do this
find me a non-conforming driver, though. Is my point. Like I don't know where I can get it, but I would love to have me a non-conforming driver.
I did see that Ricky Fowler plays your mini driver.
Nice,
He plays it as a fairway wood off the deck,
nice.
which he was hitting really well. And you
bought
too
me-
were hitting it really
Bought me
well.
a mini driver, not the actress, by the way. Mini driver.
Oh gosh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's a smaller driver that's mostly played like a 3-wood, but with a bigger head.
Yeah.
So
And Minnie Driver is the actress on Good Will Hunting.
yeah, dark hair.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, mini driver.
Not
Classic
talking about
mini
her, though.
driver. The Nike ad was really good. After Scheffler won, it was like guilty of being the best golfer in the world because obviously a year ago he was
Hilarious.
arrested.
He got
Oh, that's
arrested.
cool.
Yeah, the Nike ad was good.
I did also see a TikTok too where this guy popped up. This has nothing to do with Scheffler or anything, but this guy pops up and he's sitting there next to his wife on a couch. He says, "Hey guys, I just want to apologize to my wife who's right here for cheating on her." And I was like, "Oh, I'm all in." I keep watching, and he goes, "In her dreams." Apparently,
Oh, yeah.
last night I cheated.
I've
on
done that bit on stage. I've done that bit on stage. Yeah, it's
He
a funny
had
one.
me. He got me.
That's a good one. NBA playoffs, they're rocking. It's about to get wild, all the high stakes drama. I guess it already is.
It is.
We should update these.
It's happening.
The buzzer beaters, the jaw dropping dunks, and guess what? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is giving you a chance to boost your winnings with an NBA profit boost every single game. Every single game, all playoffs long. Check out the app for that day's special boost. Don't miss out. It's time to cash in while the action heats up. Really good. As you can tell, we're into it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code BobbySports. I did see where the Knicks were the favorite over the Pacers.
Let's go, baby.
Are they home? They got the
We are. Yeah, we are the higher seed. Yeah, game 1 and 2.
So that's the code Bobby Sports to get your profit boost for every NBA playoff game. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Now we're going to talk to Solomon Wilcots. By the way, played at University of Colorado. He was the first player from Colorado to be drafted by the Bengals. He played with the Bengals for 4 years, the Vikings. He played with the Steelers. He's now earned an Emmy Award for his sideline reporting on ESPN Sunday Night Football. He does a show on Sirius XM, and we're going to talk NFL right now with Solomon Wilcots. Hey, Solomon, thanks for the time today, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
I want to start with Caleb Williams. What do you make of Caleb Williams talking about the last staff and him watching film alone?
Yeah, I find that one hard to believe simply because in the National Football League where things are so buttoned up, right? Between the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and the quarterback's coach, there are a lot of people overseeing the growth and the development of the quarterback that I could see you having a moment where the work has already been explained, the cut-ups have already been provided, and that there's been many of times where he was sitting in a meeting with the coordinator and the quarterback coach and going over things, but also he would have time also to watch tape alone. Like you're a quarterback. You're like, yeah, there's going to be, it's like any other job. There's going to be time where, look, you're entrusted to get this part of it done by yourself because there's already been a conversation had with everyone about what you're looking for and what you're learning. And so I could see him spending some time watching tape alone. But if that is to imply that he was left to fend for himself as a quarterback, trying to watch tape and dissect the opponent, that's what I find very hard to believe.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe, too, because when they talked about Eberflus and his staff, they were like, hey, they checked out the last few games. However, much like players, and that's why there's no tanking in the NFL, because everything is still on tape, because everybody's still looking for their next job, even when even coaches are looking, if they know they're not going to continue in Chicago, they probably want to continue somewhere. And what a terrible thing to do for your own personal career than to just ignore everything, right?
Oh, absolutely. That would be complete negligence, and I think, and obviously totally unprofessional to leave a quarterback on his own, particularly a rookie quarterback, right? Without any help, without any assistance when it comes to understanding the game plan, when it comes to understanding the opponent. So, look, do I believe that there was times when he was tasked to watch some tape on his own, to look at the cut-ups that the coaches provide for him? No, I'm not doubting that. I would suspect that, yeah, that did happen. But I think right now this whole thing is being taken out of context to represent something that just doesn't happen in our league. Rookie quarterbacks are not getting their own cut-ups, are building their own game plans, are being left on their own to figure out how to win games without having assistance from the coaches.
Let's stay with the quarterbacks and go to Aaron Rodgers. And we kept waiting for him to make a decision, and then it looked like it was the Steelers, and now we're hearing maybe it's not the Steelers. And I don't know if it's because the Saints are now giving him a little leverage. What are you hearing about Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I just spoke this morning on the opening drive on Sirius XM NFL Radio with Andrew Filippone. He's a Steelers reporter with 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. And he was really good at saying that, look, Aaron Rodgers is most likely going to show up here at the end of May, 1st of June, that it's been reported that he's dealing with, quote, personal issues. But think about it this way. According to Andrew Filippone, they went out and they signed a receiver in DK Metcalf, who, oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers and he were throwing and catching the ball. They've had workouts together. And that Aaron Rodgers did not throw the ball to George Pickens. And, oh, by the way, George Pickens has now been traded away for the team. He has really laid down a snapshot of all of the things that have been done by the Pittsburgh Steelers to make way for Aaron Rodgers. That indeed Aaron Rodgers is ultimately, at 41 years of age, going to come walking through that door at the appointed time. Even Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show, the people who need to know. That's what Aaron Rodgers said. So Andrew Filippone did a really good job of painting a picture that shows that this team has already made way for Aaron to later join them at some point in June, in the month of June, as they're going into the mandatory portion of minicamp, and that indeed he will be their quarterback for the start of the 2025 season.
Let's do another quarterback situation. Let's go to the Browns. How much weight do you put into rookie camp throwing against air because that's what's happening right now with Shadur, and that's what's happening right now with Dylan Gabriel. And depending on who you read, Shadur's killing it or Dylan Gabriel's doing fine. But how much weight do you put in that now?
None. Zero. At no point in an NFL game are you throwing against air. Here's what the real deal looks like. A mean, fast pass rush, right? That obstructs vision, that is meant to hurry up the processing of the quarterback, and is meant to it's going to apply pressure to the quarterback. Oh, by the way, there's going to be coverage on the guys that you're throwing to, called NFL wide receivers. They're going to be in tight coverage. And oh, by the way, your pre-snap read is going to be different than what the coverage actually looks like once the ball is snapped. So those are the elements that you're going to be facing when a game starts as an NFL quarterback. And trust me, that is night and day from throwing the ball against air at a practice facility in the NFL. So I put nothing on that. I don't put anything on that at all.
There's always a couple teams who go from not making the playoffs to making the playoffs. Who do you feel like this year is set up to do that?
That's a very good question. I think potentially the Atlanta Falcons, with the assets that they brought in, drafting 2 players in the first round on defense, right? I think Michael Penix Jr. is capable of playing at a high level. That's going to give them some consistency at the quarterback position because they have the weapons. They have a great offensive line. They have good running backs, right? And Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. They have really good wide receivers and a tight end and Kyle Pitts and Drake London. They just need a quarterback to play consistently. Remember, before they went on that 5-game stretch where Kirk Cousins, they were 1-4 in that 5-game stretch. And I think he had 1 touchdown and 8 interceptions. They were the leaders in the NFC South division. It looked like they were going to the playoffs. They lose 4 out of 5. They don't make it to the playoffs. And now Michael Penix Jr. is going to be their starter. So that's one of those teams that I would look out for. So that's one in terms of a team that didn't make it to the playoffs the year before. Look, I do think the Washington Commanders were one of those teams last year. You put a really good quarterback in the lineup in Atlanta, and I think they could be the team this year.
You mentioned George Pickens earlier, getting traded from Pittsburgh to Dallas. We have massive Cowboys fans on this show. Not me, but they are massive Cowboys fans here with me. I feel like they give CeeDee Lamb somebody to distract from constant double coverages. But Pickens seemed to be, if you were to read and talk to people, a bit problematic at times. How do you think he'll gel in Dallas?
Look, I think the Cowboys could be one of those teams, right, that didn't make the playoffs last year but could go to this year. The reason why I didn't mention them is because have you seen their schedule, by the way? Have you seen the way the schedule looks, particularly at the back end of the season? It's going to be a gauntlet. And, Brian Schottenheimer is the first-time head coach. He's got to do a lot to get, I think, a lot of pieces to come together, including the run game, including the wide receivers around Dak Prescott, and George Pickens is one of them. While he is a talented route runner, I think he has excellent speed to be a vertical threat within the offense. I think that's something that was missing last year in the offense. CeeDee Lamb had to kind of do everything. George Pickens can provide a lot of assets and positive moments as a productive wide receiver. Problem is he tends to pull the pin on his own hand grenade. He tends to get emotional at times and can be baited by the opponent to draw a flag that negates the positive plays that he brings. And so at the end of the day, he's going to give you a couple of good plays. He's going to give you a couple of bad plays, but the net total is 0. He giveth and he taketh away. And so that's where he's had a problem, needs to mature big time, needs to be more mentally disciplined, and cannot allow himself to be goaded into drawing penalty flags that tends to cost his team at critical moments in football games.
We were talking about the schedule and just how many games there are in Europe, even in Mexico, but how many games there are in Europe this year, from Germany to London to how hard is that for these players?
Well, it's a time change, right? You're talking about 5 hours earlier in the day. if you're in London, for instance, right, ahead of Eastern Standard Time in New York. So imagine if you're playing a 1 o'clock game on the East Coast, you're getting up about 7, you're having your breakfast around 8, you're getting to the stadium 3 hours before kickoff, right? 1 o'clock, so you're getting there about 10. And then you're getting ready for the game. So now let's move that up 5 hours earlier, right? And you're not getting to the stadium at 10 a.m. You're getting there 5 hours prior to that. Think about it in terms of your biological clock. So that's a challenge. It's a challenge for all the players going there. But look, these guys are conditioned. You know, there's going to be games in Dublin, Ireland. There's going to be 3 in London. It's going to be a game in Berlin, Germany, another in Madrid, and another in Brazil. These guys will adjust. The teams are going to get them out there a whole week ahead of the game. So they will be adjusted by game day and getting up at the appointed time, getting on the practice field and being ready to go to work. But there's an adjustment, but I don't see it as an impediment for playing at a very high level.
Let's talk about college football for a second. You played at Colorado. The health, the vibes with Colorado now.
Hey, man, everything's alive and well. I think Coach Prime's done a really good job with the program that had only won 1 game before his arrival. And then we win 9 games in his second year and go to a bowl game. We were just 1 win shy of really being in the playoffs. And now that we've got some expansion, you know, I think that's the goal. The goal is to be able to get into the college football playoffs and get into the tournament and see what we can do from there. I think another thing that you've got to look at, and I don't think it's talked about enough with CU and University of Colorado football and the job that Coach Prime has done. The entire football team had an average grade point average above 3.0. We've been playing football at the University of Colorado for over 100 years, and it's the highest collective average of grade point average of any football team in the history of the institution. Enrollment is up by 40%, which you and I both know that's the other scorecard that the institution usually is graded on. Are we upping our enrollment? Can they charge more for admissions and for what's required to get and earn a degree after 4 years? All of the metrics are up. They're selling out the university. They're selling out game days. The hotels are sold out. The merchandise is sold out. So you might say Coach Prime is winning in the economic vertical, but now we're also winning on the field as well. That's what college coaches and athletic coaches are tasked to do, to grow the brand. So it's kind of like that rising tide that lifts all ships. That's what Coach Prime has meant to the University of Colorado.
I have 2 final questions. Who has more pressure on him this year, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
I think both have expectations to perform at a high level. I think both have now the fan bases. To your question, I think what you're really getting at is it's about time now, after delivering MVPs and getting your team to the playoffs year after year. They both sit in that position where they've not been able to get past Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They've not been able to get to the Super Bowl, let alone win one. And whether it's Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, those have been the teams and the quarterbacks that have kind of stood in their way. So as good as they've been able to win. They haven't been able to punch a ticket to the Super Bowl or win it. And that's what brings with it some pressure. Here's the thing. I think both coaches and both teams have done a good job of managing the expectations. I think while there is an expectation to win a Super Bowl, both coaches have done a wonderful job of saying, look, it's like anything else. You got to just keep getting there. You got to just continue to battle to get there. And then one year you've got to break through. And so I do think there's high expectations to break through, but I don't know that anyone's banging the drum that we're going to run them out of town if it doesn't happen. Because I think both quarterbacks have sown enough seeds of goodwill and are still playing in their prime, right? That I think most believe that the window is wide open for both Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
I'm going to show you this, Solomon. It'll make sense to you. But this is a medal I won in pickleball this weekend. Pickleball tournament right here.
There you go.
There we go.
That's right.
Yeah, this is my big athlete. I had a big week last week. I shot under 80 for the first time. I shot a 78 playing golf. And then I finished third in a pickleball tournament right here. So I'm pretty pumped about this. But I saw pickleballknee.com. You're going to New York to do, like what is this medicine you guys are doing?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Well, you should know that, it's going to be the New York City pickleball tournament, and it's hosted and sponsored by Zimmer Biomet, and it's going to be played at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Now, I'm going to be working with Zimmer Biomet, the leader in knee replacement technology, to talk about sports injury and the advancement in knee replacement surgery. Now, I'm a veteran of a joint replacement operation. This is innovative medicine. This is not your grandmother's medicine at all. People living with knee pain should call their doctor, or you should go to the website by Zimmer Biomet. It's www.pickleballknee.com to find out more about this innovative procedure. It is phenomenal. If you haven't had joint replacement surgery, I'm telling you right now, they're doing a better job than they ever have before. And if you're living with knee pain, this is what you should be looking at. Go to the website, take a look at it. It's new innovative technology that can really help people who are suffering from knee pain.
And I, right now, don't have knee pain, but I still think I should go to pickleballknee.com because I'm for sure going to hurt a knee playing pickleball. I think I still got it, and I don't quite have all that I think I still have, which is kind of funny. But, hey, Solomon, you do a great job. And you guys follow Solomon on Instagram and Twitter at Solomon's Wisdom, and check out his show on Sirius. And, hey, you're awesome in the booth. Appreciate what you do. Thanks for coming on for a few minutes and talking with us, Solomon.
Appreciate the work you do as well. Thanks for having me.
All right, Solomon. See you later, buddy.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Reid.
Yo.
How was the bachelor party?
It was amazing. I don't know if you can hear. It sounds like a war zone out here right now.
Why?
There's like helicopters landing outside my window and sirens and...
Oh, because of tornadoes?
Yes.
Or is that just St. Louis?
Classic.
No, dude. It's just a normal day out here.
All right, just checking.
So Reid,
come on, man.
Reid went on his bachelor party. Had his bachelor parties, bachelor weekend.
Did any of you guys go? Did you go, Bones?
No, I'm gonna tell you why. No. And I love Reid, but I did not go. Reid was like, "Hey, do you want to go on a bachelor party trip?" And I was like, "Where are you going?" He goes, "We're going to New Jersey."
Sounds cool.
And
Jersey City.
I said,
Atlantic
"All right."
City.
Well, I mean, yeah. What are we doing, Trenton?
There we go.
Ain't no party like a Trenton party because Trenton party don't stop.
The Meadowlands.
Well, let's
Something.
go. I know.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, we're staying at my friend's uncle's house, and then we might go into the city."
Come on.
Huh.
So I'm not.
Come on.
Okay, then what did you guys do?
Yeah, we stayed at his parents' house.
Okay, that's my point. Okay, so
That's worse than the uncle's house.
Whose parents?
Dawson.
Okay.
Dawson, my roommate that was in Nashville.
So
Oh, wait. Parents were out of town then.
No, they were there.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Parental.
So you go to Dawson's parents' house to stay. So that means, hey, the party's already going. I mean, you're probably staying in like a basement too, right?
Dude, they were actually so, like, we walked into our rooms and they had towels on our beds with like a bottle of water, like folded, like a 5-star hotel.
Wow. What are the towels for?
Dude.
What were you guys playing that night?
Yeah. I mean, the towels were great, dude. They
Freak
cooked us
off.
breakfast in the morning. His mom cooked me breakfast. It was great.
Okay. Now this is starting to sound like a bachelor party.
All right.
No, this sounds like just
Yeah.
staying with your grandma.
It sounds like a
so far.
sleepover.
Yeah. Okay. So, and by the way, I'm lame as crap. I did nothing like wild and crazy on mine. But okay, so you're staying at your buddy's parents' house. You had towels and water on your bed. You wake up. His parents make you breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then what do you do?
So then that whole day was basically me and Stone. We had to get a rental car and go pick up the other boys at the airport.
Okay.
And so we got to the airport and got all done with that around 11 or 12, something like that. And so the plan was to go play golf, but it was pouring rain.
Oh no.
So I know. So that ended up
Spin
not
the bottle.
happening. So
Spend the bottle back at the house with the boys.
Instead we just did 7 seconds in heaven at Dawson's parents.
7 minutes in
7
heaven.
minutes in heaven, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
7
so, wait,
seconds.
so then, Then what did you do, Reid?
Oh, we went to this golf simulator place.
In the city?
Yeah, it was. I mean, he lives in East Brunswick, so we went and got some pizza.
No, where was the simulator?
And-
Eddie's saying New York City.
Yeah, I
You're
was in
saying
the
you
city.
went into East
No,
Brunswick.
no chance.
No.
No, we didn't even go into New York.
Oh,
No, yeah,
okay.
we stayed.
So
we
you
stayed in East
you
Brunswick.
simulated in the day. Okay, then what happened?
Mm-hmm. Dude, okay, let's see. This is Friday. What do we do?
Yeah, what happened at night?
Pizza party. That was cool.
Fresh
Get the
towels.
Sega out.
What did we do that night?
Oh no!
Okay.
Either he
I
doesn't.
don't even
'cause
remember, dude.
Or he's playing dumb.
Did you guys all roofie each other? Like everybody
No, we
got
actually-
equally roofied. That nobody
And just
remembers.
See what happens.
Dude, that's crazy. I actually don't remember. What did we do that
Yeah,
night?
they got roofed.
Exactly.
It's Friday.
Dang. Yeah.
Okay, Friday night it rained. We went and we hit the simulator.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then what did we do? What did we do?
This sounds awesome.
Hey, this
by
sounds
the way.
like
Is he hiding
this
something?
sounds like White Lotus. You know? I'll say nothing more. Go ahead.
Dude, I got a calendar. Hold on.
How do you
Let's
not
see, what
remember, Reid?
Did you guys get
Dude, I
drunk?
really don't. No, not at all. Oh, I'm an idiot. I know what we did.
Strippers
I
came
got my
over.
days mixed. I got my days mixed up. Okay, so yeah, during the day we went to the golf simulator, but
Okay.
then we drove to Atlantic City.
Okay.
That
Now we're
night.
talking. Now we're
Gambling.
talking.
Here we go.
Yeah,
And then what'd you do?
that's what we did. It was like a 2-hour drive, something like that. So we got down to Atlantic City, checked in the hotel. By the time we
How
were
do
in
you
the
not
hotel,
remember that, guys? Let me just pause for a second.
Exactly.
You
Dude,
drove 2
is a
hours
big
to Atlantic
moment.
City and you don't remember that?
I don't remember which day it was,
Go
man.
ahead.
So we get to Atlantic City, we check in. We don't even get dressed until like 11 o'clock at night. So that's when we start going. So it's like 11 o'clock. We get to the hotel casino. We go eat some food, get all dressed up. We're all wearing suits, and we go down and we hit the craps table.
And how long did you last?
We actually lasted. I think one of my buddies, Hayden, he rolled for like an hour and a half.
Wow, that's
Damn,
awesome.
Not
good
even
roll.
Did you guys win a bunch of money?
It was great. Everybody won like $600. I lost all of mine. after
Wait,
that.
Okay.
How
that
are you
work?
the one that lost? You're always the one that wins.
It's the easiest game.
I was like, this is the night, man. I'm just gonna, I wanted to spend $500 and that's my limit. So I was up like, $600. So I was like, I'll keep going. When I get down to 500, I'll stop.
Mm.
Ah,
And so
classic.
that's what I did, man. I actually lost 190.
So
After everything.
you do that, and then you sleep. What time do you wake up the next day?
Let's see. We got to bed around 3:30ish, and then we had to wake up at 5
What?
to drive to the golf course
You slept for an
You
hour and a
slept for an
half?
hour and a half. I wouldn't even wanted to play
man.
golf
Yeah, it
with
was-
that little sleep.
It was not good. It was not good. So so since we didn't get to play on Friday, we're like, we'll just double up and play 2 rounds on Saturday.
No,
So we
an
woke
hour
up.
sleep.
No.
Yeah,
That's a bad
yeah.
idea.
And so we had to drive like an hour to the golf course. And so we teed off at 7:15, something
Sounds
like
like a
that.
nightmare.
Are you still in a suit
Yeah.
at this point?
I thought about it.
Mhm.
I thought that might be the easiest case because I could shave off like 30 minutes and not have a shower.
Okay,
But,
so
you know-
did you make both rounds? Did you play 36 holes?
Yeah, we played 36
God.
holes.
That's
That sounds
exhausting.
terrible.
But what's hilarious is I booked 2 tee times at 2 different courses, and I was booking tee times left and right because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if we were going to be able to make it or anything like that. So I got the tee times mixed up for the second round at a different course. And so we got to the second course at like 12:40, and my tee time there was like 11:10. And so I walked in. I was like, "Yeah, I got a tee time for 12:40 for Reid." He's like, "Looks like your tee time was an hour and a half ago."
Oh, you guys are bad boys.
I was like, "Oh man, I
Oh,
thought I booked
man.
it for Friday."
Bachelor party.
Dude, they were so nice.
Bachelor
They were-
party shenanigans.
they were
right
like-
there. What
they
stays
were
on the golf
they were like-
course stays on the
Come
golf
on.
course.
Come on, they were like, I think we can squeeze you in.
Oh,
this is borderline dangerous,
I cannot
man.
believe this. Wow.
What?
You for sure got some sort of STD. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So we got it in, and then by like the freaking 34th hole, we were just literally our bodies were just melting as we were swinging the freaking golf club.
Nice. And you got to drive how long to get
Yeah.
home? Back to East Brunswick?
Back to
Jesus, what is that, Saturday?
Oh, yeah, Saturday.
Check your calendar, buddy. He's like, I don't know what we
Dude.
did. Drove to Atlantic City and wore suits and played craps.
Dude, it's literally so much. So then after that we drove back to East Brunswick, which was like an hour and a half. We got back there at like 9:30. We got to his parents' house. We showered.
Okay,
We
dude.
I love the details.
Bullet points, bro. Bullet
I
points.
put my socks on.
Yeah,
Bullet
dude.
points.
We got everything fixed up at his parents' house. We got dressed, and then we drove to New York.
The city.
And so, New York City, man.
Nice.
We didn't get to New York City until like 11. And driving downtown New York City with a rental car is probably the worst thing
Not
I
ideal.
have ever done in my entire life.
Why would you
no,
do that?
dude.
You guys should have taken the train, man.
What did you guys do in New York?
Their trains are on strike.
Oh,
in New Jersey.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Real quick, what'd you do? I can't take much more of this.
I like the details.
What'd
dude.
you do in New York? Times Square?
So New York, yeah, man.
Central
We went-
Park?
Well, no, we
Sparrow,
actually,
yada,
we
yada.
actually didn't go to time. We actually had no time to do anything once we got there. It was pretty lame. We
So
went to
what
like
did you
two
do?
little bars. We just went to these two little bars. One bar, it's like a listening room. It's called a musicarium. You go in there and you sit down in front of these speakers and just drink drinks and listen to music.
What? All
That's
right.
called a bar.
Dude, does every table have a different song or something? I don't understand.
It was like 70s. They had all this like 70s equipment and stuff like that. This dude, we walked in and this dude was like, he like went to us real quick. He was like, hey man, hey guys, hey, what's up? Dude, we just had this wild party in here. So like, y'all are the first ones after that. So that's why there's nobody in here. But like, let me go show this to you. And he gave us this whole tour and we're like, this dude, there definitely 100% was not a party in this place. There was nobody in there. He was 100% just saying that to make us stay. And we had one drink and we left.
And you went back home to East Brunswick?
So Dawson and Hayden drove back to East Brunswick. Me and Stone stayed in Chinatown at a hotel.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is
Why?
where it's getting
Then
good.
what
This is
happened?
Why?
Yeah.
I hate even asking why.
Dude, the water pressure on the sink.
No. I'm not doing it. I'm not falling. I'm not
yes,
falling
I
down the
like it.
hole. Why did you go to Chinatown?
Because we were flying out of LaGuardia, me and Stone were.
Got it.
So we were like, let's just
Makes
stay the
sense.
night here, and that way we can just.
Did you take
We actually did go to the American Museum of History before our
Natural
flight.
history.
After
Sunday.
the bar? What?
Yeah, no.
What's
on
up
Sunday.
with that water pressure? I gotta know now.
Dude, it shoots out and will like blow a hole through your belly button.
Oh, it's high water
Why,
pressure.
what were you trying to shoot with
Dude.
the water?
Super pressure.
What part of
No,
your
I
body
wasn't
were you
trying
trying
to
to
shoot
shoot when it hit you in the belly button?
I wasn't trying to get a fancy massage or something. I was just trying to wash my hands.
You see Reid butt naked, like sitting on the sink,
I can
just
see
trying to
it.
get
Well,
it.
dude,
He's
what's
like, it's my
crazy
bachelor party. It needs to be touched by something.
Dude, the whole bathroom is like one of those. It's like a cube of those windows. That's like it's kind of blurry, but you can still kind of make out what's going on inside there. So like Stone and the guys when they were in there, they can literally see everything that's going on in that bathroom. Like they can see you bend over to like wipe your cheeks.
Okay.
They can see everything.
Okay, then you
It's
flew home.
crazy.
Then you flew home to St. Louis.
Well, no, let's get the details.
No
How
more.
was the security
Yeah,
line?
Can't do
dude, it's
anymore.
crazy.
I can't do anymore.
Did you check your bags?
No,
What'd you
no,
do?
no.
Yeah, we went to the museum in the morning and then we flew out.
Can you
Got
imagine
back.
had I been on that trip?
No,
Oh, dude.
no. You gotta understand. I was a little upset that he invited you, did not invite me, but now I'm good with it. I am all
I
good
did
with
invite you.
it. Did you say you invited me?
Yeah.
No, I think the invitation was set up kind of like, hey, you wouldn't go on a bachelor party.
Well, that's what he
dude.
said to me too. But that's how he does it. I was just thinking. Well, what does he say?
Yeah.
I was just wondering,
Oh,
or what?
And then when you
I was
answer, you go,
gonna
that's what I figured.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You wouldn't want to go. That's what I figured. All right, well, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude. Good stuff.
thanks, man.
All right, and
And
when
get yourself
appreciate it.
checked.
and when's the wedding?
The wedding is June 4th. But, dude, the craziest thing is my apartment got hit by a tornado while I was gone.
I was gonna say
So,
that was gonna be my question.
I have a hole in the roof and,
God.
like,
You probably lead with
no
that,
power.
Yeah, Reid,
No.
you remember when I asked you, hey, do they have tornadoes in St. Louis? He's like, man,
That's what I was just saying.
It's been
I was
100
like,
years.
dude, the last tornado was 100 years ago.
You jinxed it.
Oh, God.
Well, we're sorry to hear
I'm
that.
good, man.
I'd have much rather heard about that than the water pressure of the sink.
In Chinatown.
There was really no payout to that story. Like there was,
No.
yeah. Okay.
No. It's a good time, though. It's a good time.
All right, buddy. Well,
When are you coming to visit?
no, he's gonna be here every week or something.
Okay, yeah, you said you were coming next
Yeah.
week, and you're not here.
Dude, I'm just trying to get some power out here, man.
I got
Yeah,
you.
but you
Yeah,
didn't
it
know
is.
that until you got. It doesn't matter. Well, buddy, I hope
Good luck.
the bachelor party was awesome. Sorry we couldn't make it.
Thanks, dude. Well, I love you guys. I'll come see you on the end of June.
See,
Once I
there
get
it
back.
is.
All right, buddy. All right, there he is.
All right, man.
Reid. Bye, Reid.
Bye, Reid.
Bye,
All
buddy.
right, see ya.
All right, I think that wraps us up, Mikey.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
A uniform Michael Jordan wore for 17 games with the Chicago Bulls during the 92-93 NBA season sold for $2.6 million.
Is that the old one that says Chicago on it?
No.
Just Bulls?
Mm-hmm. Traditional one, it looked like.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy, man.
Yeah. You can hit the goodbye song.
Just imagine, man. You have people over for dinner. See
No,
that
no,
right
no,
there?
no, $2.6 million.
What?
I'm not hanging it in the house.
Where are you hanging it?
I'm going to put it in a box, safety deposit box or something.
And then try to sell it later?
That's probably why you get it. You don't do it to put on a mannequin.
Oh,
You don't want people to smell it.
I mean,
Jordan mannequin?
someone will rob your house.
That's true.
Something worth $2.6 million, if it's known, it's just sitting in your house.
Yeah.
They photo matching services Maygray and Sports Investors noted that this is the only Jordan uniform of which they're aware to be matched to any season of the Bulls' first three-peat.
Dang.
The jersey and shorts were photo matched to 11 games from November to March, while either solely the jersey or shorts were able to be photo matched to the other 6 games. The 92-93 season was notable for both Jordan and the Bulls. Jordan led the NBA in scoring for the 11th straight year and led the Bulls to their first three-peat. Sold for $2.623 million. That's from ESPN.
Pretty cool.
All right. Thanks, Solomon Wilcots. Thanks to Reid.
Good interviews today.
Thanks to you. Yeah.
2 really good ones.
Just A+. No, Solomon was good. Reid. Classic
Those
Reid.
towels, man.
Classic Reid. All right. We'll see you guys later on this week. All right. Blow it. All right. Bye, everybody.